Good morning, for me, and good evening for other people and whatnot. Great to see you guys. One thing I did do today, which I'm hoping maybe it'll help both of us, is because I notice lots of times when oh, good morning, Charles Latora, and also good morning, Harro Bosma, since you guys said hello before we popped on. And on a side note, Charles, you mentioning that you wanted that you're going to be doing Western Front Ace later on this week. Awesome. I just watched, I didn't watch the full thing, but pretty much a fair amount of the Stuka Joe did a sample turn. And the reason why I've ended up going down the sample turn, watching his video, is Dad versus Son had mentioned repeatedly that he was going to do Western Front Ace after doing Aces of Valor from Legion Wargames. And it was weird. At a time, I was kind of thinking, well, why would you want to have both, kind of thing? Thanks, Charles. Anyways, when I watched the Stuka Joe one this morning, first off, holy smokes. Well, you've seen it, obviously, Charles Latora. You've got the game. The components, the whole thing just looks absolutely beautiful. I was like, if the games were identical in the way I think they approached, Bosma, hi Charles, he says, if they approached the same, I guess, focus of what they are, air combat, I maybe would slant towards Western Front Ace, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like Western Front Ace is very just one pilot. But I did notice one thing in the Stuka Joe thing, Charles, is that it looks like you can actually fight in Italy, possibly. So I thought that was really, really interesting. I will. So anyways, what I wanted to do before, hopefully a couple of other people will pop on before we start the History Heroes thing, is good morning, William Arends. Great to see you from Kitchener, Ontario. And William Arends, I'm not sure if you're going to get the same amazing weather we're getting today, but I was absolutely stunned because earlier in the week they were saying that Saturday potentially here was going to be rather cloudy after we had 3 beautiful days in a row. I'm not kidding you. Thursday and Friday, I was kind of sending out the pseudo hint. Oh, good morning, Meandering Mike. He says, greetings to everyone. And I was kind of sending her out pseudo vibe to kind of hoping she would say, oh, take the afternoon off kind of thing. Because we've had 3 absolutely stunning weather days. And I've just been biting at the bit to get to the front porch to start reading. And speaking of which, the Osmond Lee Harvey book. I ordered to die the Ottoman book from the library. It's just been absolutely amazing. I'm just gobbling that up. It is a reference text for sure. It is a repeat book to grab. It's just stunning. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. Charles Latora says hello, William and Mike. So anyways, what I thought before okay, you know what? We'll put in the first clue, and then I'll go into what I want to do, which is I scanned in my cheat sheet, if you want to call it that, because I've noticed often there's lots of things I wanted to share with you, or discuss with you guys, and time runs out, or I get sidetracked or whatever, and then later on I'm like, oh darn it, I wanted to mention this so you guys could go off and maybe if you were interested to go and look for it. It just drives me nuts sometimes. Where William Arends says it's 20 degrees Celsius and sunny here as well. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's what? Yeah, I don't know what it is. Well, okay, I guess that's what you're going to get later. We've had a low of 9. So anyways, let me get to the, okay. So what I'm looking for today for the Who or What Am I in the History Heroes trivia thing is it's going to be specific. So don't go, oh, it's, so in other words, let's say, for example, this is just whatever. Let's say, don't go animals. In other words, a specific animal or something, if you get the idea. Okay, so let me hold on and grab the first clue. And then I'll put it on the banner as well. Then I'm going to show you my cheat sheets, and we'll go from there. And hopefully, I'll be honest with you, I think we've got a lot of things to talk about, at least from my point of view. And that's why I said when we go down the cheat sheet list, hopefully that'll help both of us stay on wherever. Okay, so I'm going to put it here in the comments. Yeah, Charles Latora. So for me to be able to see you play Western Front Ace is going to be really neat because, like I said, watching the Stuka Joe are part of it this morning there, the sample turn, I was like, wow, the components just look jaw-dropping, just amazing, just impressive. I personally, from right now, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to buy either at this moment in time. But if if I saw them on sale, but I think I'd probably lean towards more of the Aces of Valor. A, because it's a smaller company, and B, I kind of like the more of the. It's a squadron rather than just the one person, and it seems to be a bit more die rolling. So, mind you, if the die rolling is just kind of like a card shuffle, maybe it's that much of a thing. But it did look like with the Stuka Joe thing, and you're going to show us later on this week, Charles Latora, is that there was things like you could pick, your player could pick what he does off duty and stuff. And I thought that was interesting. So there's, I guess, a little bit of a skill track thing. So okay, there's our first clue. As men went to fight in the war, we took their place in the weapons factories. And I'll put that in. That's it. So remember, you get even 1 point for the thing. And now I'm going to go and present my cheat sheet, and then we can go from there, I hope. And please chime in all the time if there's anything. Oh, that's it, because it's not on the cheat sheet. And this is several things I do. And a few of you guys are, Meandering Mike says women. Yes. And now you're getting to the idea that I want it to be a bit more specific. So you guys both get a point, Charles Latora and Meandering Mike. But I need a specific thing. So these books. Well, this one specifically, Harro Bosma. That was too. Yeah, exactly. I want specific bit Harro Bosma. But do you know what? You get a point for. I guess that's a clue. I'm not saying a book of the month club or any of that stuff. But one thing I have, like that book, I just found absolutely amazing. And I would like to not do maybe a proper review or whatever. But I would like to mention how good of a book it is, and just like a little, that type of stuff. Also, I've noticed, Meandering Mike, you've done it often with your thorough playthroughs, and so is Cataclysm now. And you've even mentioned it, Charles Latora, going across your little bookshelf and having your themed books, beside your games and I'm sure, Harro Bosma, you've got some interesting books in your collection. And look at you, William Arends, for crying out loud. You're knowledgeable beyond belief. On a side note, I did notice this week, William Arends, I didn't clue in that maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. That Kitchener has a strong Germanic population, or used to. And I thought that was interesting, considering your mom. You were saying your mom there is is a Germanic whatever. You get the idea. But anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, even if you there's any viewers out there that don't have a channel or whatever and would like to say, hey, I'd like to mention a book, please let me know. I can pop it up on the community tab in the image, on the image thing or whatever. I'm just saying, we could all help each other out, which would be great. Bingo. Who cares, Harro Bosma? It's bring it out. Like, mention some stuff, especially if you go, hey, this could be interesting about. We were talking, let's say, on a side note about some World War II game or whatever that's related to, or something you find interesting. Who in the world now? Good God damn it, William Arends, you're a freak. Yep, Meandering Mike, he did it. Jesus, Murphy. I thought for sure I would have got one more. Oh my God. I thought for sure I'd get at least one more clue out. Holy Moses. Okay. So here we go. I'm gonna. I had my cheat sheet picture out. We're gonna have to. We'll switch it around. William Arends, yeah, you nailed it, man. And what blows me away is that you even got the munitionettes thing. Wow. Anyways, okay. Well, we're gonna get rid of the banner because I'm starting to slowly clue in. I don't have to. That was fast. Oh my God. Okay, let me switch the. And you know what the irony is? The picture I had was the picture for. No, it wasn't. I thought it was the History Heroes thing. Harro Bosma, no worries. I'm with your phone doing the weird dictation mangling of words. I'm well used to it now because Charles Latora mangles, or his phone mangles quite a bit of his text sometimes. I just don't correct them often, but some of them are pretty hilarious. You should read some of the comments because I'm sure Charles Latora doesn't notice them all. And I'm like, nothing really, nothing like he's going to get in trouble about. But I'm just like, okay, it's just some weird words. You can connect them. Okay, so I'm going to grab the. That just blew me away that you got that so fast, William Arends. Holy Jesus. Okay, so History Heroes, and then I'll put that, and then we'll go to my cheat sheet, and I think we're going to be going off to. Please let me know if it doesn't. The window, bingo. If it's too small or whatever, okay, I'm going to get rid of me. I can't remember how to do this. There. All right. And I'll make it just a wee bit bigger. There we go. So there's the first one that you got, William Arends, as men went to fight. Oh, I like that picture. Whoever does the artwork, I'd like to find out. Should look it up later. As men went to fight in the war, we took their places in the weapons factories. By 1917, almost 80% of Britain's ammunition was made by us. By 1918, over 900,000 of us, holy smokes, were working in UK factories making war weapons. We liked our new jobs because we earned much more money in the factories. And boy, did things ever change because of World War I for a lot of things. Charles Latora says, I try to proofread. Google hates my voice. Typing easy with a carpal arthritis. Yeah, I can imagine. I hope I only ever imagine. The toxic explosive TNT in the factories turned our skin yellow, hence our name. I had no idea that it was that until I read this card. I just found that amazing. Meandering Mike says, weren't some babies actually born yellow because of this? Holy heck, wow. That would be interesting to find out. Wow. In 1918, the single worst, God, that must have scared the living dickens out of people. In 1918, the single worst explosion in World War I killed 134 of us in a factory. Joker fact, we formed football teams and attracted thousands of spectators to our matches. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Sports are sports. Okay, let's go to my, I think you can still, yep, okay, you can see everything still. That's great. And then we'll go to the picks, and I can show you my cheat sheet, and then we'll go from there. And you guys can see that. Goody. So that's hopefully what I'd like to start talking about. So we'll go off to Board Game Geek, which hopefully will lead us off to Wargame Vault, and then we'll take a look at the Legion Wargames newsletter that came out this week, which I found really interesting. I thought you guys would be interested. Remember, I'm trying to bring out stuff that you guys would like to. I'm hoping that you guys would like to take a look at. Then, which I thought was totally cool, Meandering Mike, specifically about the Paths of Glory thing, is I watched the Discriminating Gamer on YouTube this week. Like I said, we'll talk about it. Same thoughts about what we were talking about. And Harro Bosma, look what happens this week. Alexander from Players Aid is doing a solo playthrough of Pursuit of Glory. So I thought maybe you'd be interested if you didn't know about it. If you wanted to go and take a look, I was like, wow, talk about neat coincidences. And then I don't know why I have the will. I thought maybe just in case there is something in there. And about manpower, if we ever get to it, I found some interesting things about. Oh, cool, Harro Bosma. There we go. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I gotta tell you, man, just in case you don't know. And then I found some interesting things about I'm enjoying the past two chapters on the Great War in Africa, and it's about the war in German Southwest Africa, specifically the little anecdotes about the Afrikaners. They're just hilarious. generally. You should hear some of the stories. Well, I will tell you. William Arends says, my family immigrated to the U.S. mainly to New York, New Jersey, and Michigan. I'm aware of the German heritage in Kitchener that had been called Berlin. Oh, wow. I didn't know. I think you had mentioned that, William Arends, to us, actually, until World War I, and changed its name at that time. I think you were one of the, you had mentioned that to us. And then also that, I remember, I would also like to mention quickly about what happened this week in 1915, and that this week at for the Great War, he actually did what a newspaper was doing this, in 1915 last week, like this week last in 1915, and now it's from the Hobart newspaper in Hobart, the Mercury newspaper, and you can also go to the archives and take a look at everything there. And then the other of 20 things I'd love to talk about or show or talk about, I thought since we had mentioned DBA a few times and whatnot, and I thought maybe you guys would like to take a look and see what Phil and Sue Laughlin Barker look like. And then this is 2 lectures I listened to this week, both by female historians, both amazingly entertaining, and for completely, this one I'm telling you right now, even if you don't want to watch it, just listen to it, is number 13. I've got all these links on the thing. She is unflippin' believable. I laughed my head off listening to it. She's just amazing to listen to. It's like everything that happens is an epic. Like she gets up in the morning and it's just amazing. And this, wait until you see that. And anyways, that's what I would like to go chit chat about. So I'm going to get rid of this, and then now we can go off to BGG and take a look at that. Like I said, I'm going to present that. Boink. All right, now you guys can see that. Excellent. And first off, Harro Bosma says, can you mention the title of the book about the Ottomans again you read in the library? I guess a good read while playing Pursuit of Glory. Yes. Also, Harro Bosma, I got that at the library, so hopefully you can get it as well. I'll bring it on over so you can take a look. Hold on, I'll get rid of the... actually, I don't have to get rid of the stream. All I have to do is put me to full on, right? There we go. Correct. Is also Meandering Mike last week mentioned a much cheaper version if you want to purchase an Ottoman history, Ottoman army in World War I. And Meandering Mike hopefully will mention it again. I think I looked at that book in Amazon. I think the one that Meandering Mike had mentioned, it was about $60 or $70. So that was pretty expensive. So this one is the Order to Die, as you can see here. I'll bring it up a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully that helps you out, Harro Bosma. And I'll do that. You get the... Probably not. Probably just that bit helped you, I would assume. But anyways, yeah, it's a great... Oh, my gosh. This has just been my... somewhat gobbling it up, I guess. I'm on page 69, page 70. Okay, great. Yeah, I've skipped basically the Dardanelles section, and I'm in knee-deep in Mesopotamia. But it's just the... oh, my gosh. Like, just finding out... from reading it, that the Bulgarians and the Ottomans had essentially had signed a secret non-aggression pact in September of 1914, and I'm not sure how much the Germans knew about it, and so on and so forth. It's just all these interesting. It's just fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And like I said, Meandering Mike has a cheaper version, which potentially could have a lot of the same information. And now let's go back to this. Okay, excellent. So this book, I don't know if anybody knows anything about this game, but I noticed this one and I thought, boy, this looks kind of neat. I'm assuming it's similar to the same company as the one that does Blitzkrieg, or what is it, the 20-minute Blitzkrieg thing? But I thought if I find this game, lying around, and not just to play the game, but as soon as I saw these things, I went, oh, that would be interesting to have for components. So tell me if I'm going too quick or whatever, but I just thought, this would be if I ever see this game on sale or something like that. Darn it, Meandering Mike. I think I've got something else on the wish list on my Amazon thing, Harro Bosma. I'll pop that in. It's not from Osprey, I don't think. It's a bluish, it's got almost like a teal border coloration or something. But it's a cute little game. I don't know if that's the exact, it certainly is, it's got the same art style as that Blitzkrieg World War II thing. But that just looks really interesting. Look at that. I just think that's really neat. Anyways, okay, so we got that. And then we're going to go back to my profile and then take a look at some of the games. So I wanted to originally was going to go to, well, maybe I should go backwards or do, yeah, when I saw the Western Front Ace components there, Charles Latora, my jaw dropped. It just looks amazing. So we're not going to go there. We don't need to because you're going to show it to us later. So the random game kind of thing that I popped up was this one that popped up. And then I thought, well, wait a minute, let's go and take a look at all the Minden Games things. They don't seem to have a ton here listed, or do they at the BGG? No, they don't. Oh, no, see all 148. Oh my God, that's a lot. But I'd like to go to the Wargame Vault thing in a minute. But I did also want to very quickly talk about Fatal Alliances. Harro Bosma says 147 euros on Amazon here. Exactly. Yeah, I will say this, Harro Bosma, that this book is so well written and so dense of material that I'm considering the same thing as you. Even though Meandering Mike had mentioned a less expensive book, part of me is like, you know what, tough. I'd really like to, but I'm going to wait because I'm about to go on holiday in a week. And I'm going to zip off to the museum. We're going to talk about that later. Anyways, this Fatal Alliances thing, I'm not saying that I made a wrong move because I'm morphing a ton of things into my stuff. I am gobbling up the original, or one of the original ones, this version of Fatal Alliances here. I have this version. I don't have the newest version. But if my local company, which is in Kitchener, well, I call it the local one because it's a lot cheaper one, thegreatboardgames.ca, if they had the newer version available, holy cow, man, have you seen the price of it? It's $135 American. Holy Lord, Lifton at the Compass website, the newest one. I was like, excuse me? Let's go here. Again. There we go. Yeah, so what I find fascinating about this is there's a thing called, and I'm not sure if you guys know about it because maybe you guys have played it, is World in Flames, the World War II, I guess the original, which this is based off of. This is based off of World in Flames. There's a thing called offensive points or something like that an HQ can use. And I went, oh my God, this is something I've been been playing around with in my head. So I was like, geez, I'm not saying I picked the wrong game. I never in a million years because I'm going to grab some things. But I was like, wow, I want to find out more about what these guys are talking about with this stuff. William Aaron says, I still have the Milton Bradley American Heritage game in my collection. My grandson doesn't like to play war games at this time, so he turned it into a race game with the planes flying around the board. Awesome. Yes, I've seen William Aaron's, the original. I've seen that one. It looks really, really neat. Hold on, let's go to it. I just have to type in dogfight. It looked, so you probably had this one here. Yeah, it says Milton Bradley. You guys can see that. So let's go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Oh my God. Look at that board. Jeepers jumping. Oh my goodness. Hey, hey. Look at that. Did you get these things, William Arends? I guess so, eh? No kidding. Oh wow. Second J. Oh wow. Oh, I love it. Well. Charles Latora, Harro, yes, my birthday in November, planning on getting 3 Worthington book games for my, interesting. Yeah, I love that movie. I thought Rocketeer was a great movie. All right. Thanks for bringing that up, William Arends. So I forgot about that. All right, so let me grab my sheet thing here. So anyways, I'm very interested in finding out more about this offensive alliance thing. Okay, so we did mention that the Discriminating Gamer is doing they did a Paths to Glory review. Oh, that's the thing, Meandering Mike. Here, I'll pop it off for a second here. I remember I don't have to. Harro Bosma says, I have Fatal Alliances, but no experience with it, but I didn't get the rules. You don't, as in you were having a hard time with the rules? Because I know you can get the rules somewhere. You can download maybe from the Compass website, but I know you can get them because I have them on. I've got a link to them, so I can read them. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Harold. So yeah, you can get them down there. You can get them if you need them. Yeah, Meandering Mike, which I thought was amazing. So when the Discriminating Gamer guy goes and talks at the very end of playing Paths to Glory, which I was shocked. I thought he had played it earlier before. He's like, oh, it's a game I've always wanted to play, getting around to. I was like, boy, I've heard this before from myself and other people. And he goes, you know what? He goes, I liked it, but he goes, I think there was a bit too much hype around it for me. He goes, or maybe I've overhyped it or something. And I went, aha, that's exactly the type of stuff we were discussing about Paths to Glory. And I thought that was neat to hear. He wasn't bashing it or whatever, but he was kind of like, well, it wasn't as amazing as I thought it was. I was like, yeah, that's probably what I thought. He goes, yeah, I'll play it again. Charles Latora says, I had Dogfight as a kid. I think Mom gave it away in '66. Excuse me, I'm grab some water. When we moved to California, brought a used copy. Planes are all here. Oh, nice. Nice one. And Harro Bosma says it did not blow him away, but it still about exactly Harro Bosma. So you watched it too, you little devil. Right on. What else? So yeah, we'll get off. I'll talk about the Der Weltkrieg Harro Bosma. Der Weltkrieg Harro Bosma. The Der Weltkrieg manpower thing there with trying to construct the Russian. Did I say Second Army or First Army? I think it was the Second Army. I think I'll take a look at later. Yeah, the Cody PhD 2 stuff. He's got some pretty neat stuff. Oh yeah, so I will talk quickly about the Great War in Africa. So I am still reading it. Like I said, the past 2 chapters have just been a ton of fun. Some of the anecdotes, which I'm not going to try to quote or whatever here. One of them, William Arends says, I received the dogfight game as either a birthday or a Christmas gift 50 years ago. God, that must have been nice. I rescued it from my parents' attic a few years ago. I was able to replace some broken plastic pieces from the web. Thanks. Oh, that must have been nice, eh? Excuse me. Well, where the hell am I now? So they've just taken Windhoek in the chapter that I've been reading there in Southwest Africa. And after they aborted this tiny little rebellion that was starting up in South Africa when the war started. It wasn't as big as they thought. It's amazing to read too, the little bits where they had one of the main rebel leaders, I can't remember his name, but he had some people prisoner in a barn, and never occurred to him that the prisoners, and this is, I'm not kidding, this is exactly what they did. They telephoned from the barn. There was a phone in the barn, and they phoned the local town operator or whatever and says, hey, we're this guy's here, the rebel leaders, whatever. So it was just like the next morning. Yeah. So he got caught pretty quick. But it was just interesting. There was like, they were just talking about how different the Afrikaners, I guess, were from the, the normal to-do British types. For example, like one of the military guys, I guess he was a pretty hardcore drunk, had run out of booze, and he found out that the only booze that in his company or group or whatever was this private had a bottle of it off to the side. So he was like, oh, I'm going to go off and drink with the private. And they said, no, you can't drink with a non-commissioned officer, I guess, or whatever. So he promoted the guy to second lieutenant, went off to the tent, got hammered, and then demoted him back to private. That type of stuff. I was just like, and so I'm reading that type of, whatever. Or this other guy got caught for desertion. This young guy, I guess the first one of his first engagements, and just bolted like hell on his horse. And they caught him like 20 miles later. And they were like, what the hell? And he's like, Jesus H, they're shooting at us. Type of stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, I just love these types of stories. I just thought it was really neat. What else? This I thought would be, would love to show you the link to. Actually, I got to get rid of the Canary Girls. So we don't need that anymore. Goodness gracious. Is this. I know I'm not saying whatever, but you never know, guys. And even if you want practice, I think it would, like I'm just saying, you never know. Because I don't know what you guys are up to. You could be, like amazing whatevers. Is this. So this is the International Encyclopedia of the First World War, and they call for papers. And I think it's nice. Is the same thing a lot of places is they're like, look, we don't want unsolicited things like, for book reviews or what have you. But here are things that we are interested in. And they tell you, like, we only want them so many, like, for example, if you go to the armaments production, they'll tell you, their server is really slow. But they'll tell you, look, maximum word count, 7,500, what, that type of stuff. I just think, and even if you want to practice, writing articles or something, or getting your mind off into things, I just think it's fascinating that they're actually, sending it out and just going, hey, people, you never know. What else? Did I miss something? No, we've talked about that. We haven't done the Legion War Games thing. Now, how am I going to do this? Okay, hold on. I don't want you to see my full email stuff, but I went to the Legion War Games site, and they didn't have the full. I couldn't find their newsletter, so I thought if I could show you this, that way you guys could at least not see my whole thing. I'm hoping. Like, I don't want you seeing like all my funky stuff, like my whatever. Let's find out what I can show you here. I think that's good. Okay, now, hold on. Just quickly, I just wanted you guys to see that you guys can. There we go. So, like I said, if you guys want to, I couldn't find this information like as an actual on their webpage. That's why we're in my email or whatever. But I just thought maybe you guys would want to go and take a look and see what some of the stuff that is up, what's going on at Legion War Games. All these things that just got released. I got to admit, for like a smallish company, if you want to call it, my God, they really do a darn good job with their stuff. Try to go a bit quicker. I just don't want you guys getting sick. But oh, that looks neat. Was that one of your Corsair planes? I think the foldable plane things, foldable wings. Boy, a lot of airplane stuff. Holy moly! Another one. Oh my God. Okay, finally a tank. Jeepers jumping. Werewolf. I've heard of this. What the hell is oh, that is, I've got this on pre-order. Ooh, the Zeppelins one. Interesting. I wonder what that would be like. That looks amazing. Holy shoot. Wow. Imagine playing, I don't know if you could, playing Britannia on that thing. Okay, let me pop this back and I'll put me back to normal. Haven't seen it. Charles Latora says, just got a Legion Wargame update email after how long? I know, Charles Latora. That's what I was thinking as well. I was like, wow, it's nice to see. Oh, yeah, okay, let me show you the Phil and I'll show you what Phil and Sue Laughlin-Barker look like if you want. Meandering Mike says, so many Legion pre-orders on their site. Half will probably never see the light. I know, Meandering Mike. I was wondering about that as well. I was like, what in the world's going on here? It does seem, well, I think the Russo Japanese one made it through. The one that keeps driving me nuts is the, and I've had it on practically from the very first time that I ever noticed Legion Wargames, coincidentally because of Player's Aid, was the black, oh darn it, can't remember the name of it, Black Eagles or something. It's a Napoleonics one. That looks, I was just like, that looks fascinating. So let's see if this works. Good. And it does. And I'll pop you guys there and you guys can see what Sue and Laughlin, Phil and Sue and Laughlin-Barker look like because they're having their conference coming up in October. Did I not, did I pop the wrong one in? I could have sworn I didn't. Where's the, maybe I did. Oh, darn it. I thought I had Sue and Laughlin-Barker. I found it. I want you guys to see what they look like. Meandering Mike says, I just ordered a Legion title a couple of days ago. Darn it. You already forgot. I was just going to say, what is it? All right, here we go. So that way you guys can see the famous Phil Barker and his wife. Harro Bilesman, accept the book, no big purchase. I have knocked Paris from VUCA simulations after Pursuit. We'll try the small scenarios. Paris. So there they are. Hopefully, yes, you guys can see them. So there's Phil Barker in the middle, and there's his wife, Sue Laughlin-Barker. And this is their first, they're going to have their first conference since the pandemic, like in person, which would be quite interesting. I got to attend one in 2022, I guess, but that was online. So that was exciting. I don't know if they're going to still do, like, I'll have to find out if it's this one that they're going to do it with. Well, they'll often, which I think is neat, is they'll have lectures of, let's say, one or two battles, and then later on for the remainder of the weekend, they'll play out those battles with different rule systems, which I think is just spectacular. All righty, we're getting good. We're good for some of the stuff I want to talk to. So this lecture here, I'm not going to show you the whole bloody thing. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about Minden Games yet. I know you know a bit, Meandering Mike, about Minden Games. I've got the Leningrad, Siege of Leningrad game one. So this is Elsie Knocker and Mari Chisholm. They're two. You guys want to listen to or watch a fascinating thing about these two. They met at a motorcycle club in England, for Christ's sakes. Meandering Mike says, I found it. I'm not into the naval games, but I ordered a Glorious Chance. I know, that seems, it's more because of the topic for me as well, Meandering Mike. I don't know about you. But it's also neat to think that there's tall ships having these big ass battles in the Great Lakes. It's just so exciting. Anyways, fascinating. If you guys want to find out about these two, so they met at a motorcycle club. Both are motorcycle motorcycle riders. End up volunteering as nurses. Go to Belgium. Find out that the death rate, just even from traveling, getting some of the soldiers to their station to heal up. A lot of people are dying and they shouldn't have. So they decide, screw this. They, both of them by themselves, decide, you know what, we're going to set up our little field hospital or whatever right up near the Belgian front. They had to move it every 5 freaking seconds because it keeps getting shelled. Charles Latora, 1 Legion pre-order, B-26, the Marauder strikes. Oh, that sounds, yet again, you're going to have to do another, well, I guess it's on pre-order. It's not like Meandering Mike says it may be forever. Oh, great to see Hissy Cat Studios. Or Hissy, I guess, was what I'm saying. These guys became, the Belgians became so enamored with them. Actually, so did the Germans. They called them the crazy British ladies or something like that. They ended up becoming baronesses and got medals from the Belgian king. Fascinating. I ordered the book from Diane Atkinson. It's on its way. I can't wait to read it. It's going to be a book I can't wait to gobble up. Now, when I found out about that they were into motorcycles and so on and so forth, I went, aha. When I was watching the Crimson Field, one of the characters, the nurses, is riding a motorcycle. And I went, aha, I know where they got that bit from. So please, it is only an hour and 13 minutes. These two are just absolutely fascinating. They're the only 2 nurses that ever served along the front, as far as I know. The British government hated their guts. Hissy Cat Studio, or Hissy, sorry. Screw it, Hissy Cat Studio, because people need to know your channel. Scratch build that Nang. I have no idea what you're talking. So you'll have to elaborate. The Mustang. Okay, you got to remember, I'm not fluid with your lingo stuff. This one is another fascinating lecture, completely different way of doing it. Fantastic! I would love to see that one. This person is so entertaining, and one of the commenters afterwards at the lecture, when they do the question and answer, he goes, "Thank you for that interesting lecture." I'm like, no kidding. It is so. This is about Regina Diana. Her name in reality was Marie Antoinette something or other. She was a Swiss person. She had a spy ring in Marseille, prostitute, made her own spy ink, got her mom to be a spy with her. It was just, gosh, Hissy, I'm beyond, like I've said before, I'm beyond gullible. Anyways, this person, like I said, it's like she gets up in the morning and everything is a bloody, everything's an epic. It's just a fan. I just, for sheer entertainment value, even if you don't like history or World War I or any spies or any of that stuff, she's amazing. Charles Latora says, after Western Front Ace, thinking B-29 Super Fortress. That would be, yes, please. Especially because, Charles, that would, it's a different publisher. So I think that would be really neat. Okay. This, guys, knocked my socks off. I mean, how much more this naval website is just beyond freaking me out of how much information you want to talk primary source. How much primary more source do you want to get, for Christ's sakes? Like, short of sharing a beer with Admiral Scheer, hello? Look, who wrote this? It's by him, man. Holy Lord Lifton. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, are you nuts? Like, this is just waiting for us, just sitting there. It gets to the point I can see where people say, like, I guess of information overload of just, this is absurd. And this is just there. I was able to find, I mean, I can find out, I can't show it to you because I need to show you the sources. I downloaded some data yesterday where I've now can see the rate of production of submarines to losses per month. It's just absurd. So I just wanted to show you. Like I said, this link is in. This link is here. You guys can go berserk. I wish, darn it, there's a beautiful picture of one of your ships. It's from the United States. It's the Newark. William Arends says, I'm interested in the War of 1812 naval game, A Glorious Chance, designed by Gina Willis, produced by Legion Wargame. She was on Aaron Wolf's and Dan Schill's last Thursday. Cool. And as you maybe weren't hearing or whatever, paying attention, Manny Mike just ordered it. So there you go, man. You guys are on the same wavelength. Like I said, this is just absolutely jaw-dropping stuff. I wish I could show you the picture of. I just thought it was a beautiful ship. It's the oh, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. The Newark. It was a. It had. Should I say World War I? It was kind of like a half. There. I think it's this type. I think it's this one. Something like this, but no, it's not that one. Oh, darn it. Anyways, it's a beautiful, you guys, it was just a beautiful looking ship. It was neat to also see these weird turrets off to the side. Meandering Mike says, yep, I ordered A Glorious Chance after hearing Gino on the Chit Show. Cool. So anyways, there you go for that. I just thought, okay, this, if I can find it, it's only 28 minutes long, guys. I watched it on YouTube. It's free. It was emotionally disturbing. Very graphic, high production value, some really good actors in it. Like I said, only 28 minutes long. It's this Coward. And like I said, I watched it free on YouTube. I'm not watching this movie with another human being. I can tell you that much, unless it's like a super love person wants to give me a nice little cuddle afterwards, because I was just bawling like a baby. It is incredible. 28 minutes long. That's all I got to say. Knock my socks off. We'll go to another one. I wanted to show you the Mercury newspaper archive. No, I don't need to show it to you that. So like I mentioned to you, I'm going on. Oh, here. This, I do want to show it to you. So this, I'm shocked I haven't mentioned it to you earlier, is this person on YouTube, and he does World War II stuff and whatnot. So Jodell Production. The neat thing is, and you can see I've only watched a little bit of this one and this full-on one. The neat thing is that I'm sure the person's not going to get upset. It's just two actors usually. So you'll have like all the French actors will be the same guy. You get the idea. I'll stop so I don't get in too much trouble. You guys don't. Oh, I don't show. I guess share that. You didn't see it then. Oh my God! There you go. Anyways, it's a darn good movie. Or a little 8-minute film. I just like the guys. It's graphic as hell. Like, this guy does not screw around. But it's weird. I mean, you can say maybe partially, the guy's doing it because he can't afford a lot of actors, so he's using the same people over again. But I don't know if it was thought about it ahead of time, but it works because it's effective in the sense of that all the nameless people kind of thing getting obliterated. It was just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll get rid of that one so you guys can, programmable search engine. I'll put that back on. Boink. All right, so you guys can see that again. And then I'm going to, not too many things left to show you, and then we can maybe chit-chat a little bit about stuff. The last one, it's just for fun. So like I mentioned, I'm going to go away I'm going to go away. I'm going to be on holiday for a few weeks. And I was like, well, a couple of things I'd like to do is go to the Aviation Museum, which is just down the street, basically, from me. It's ridiculous. So you guys can see that. Excellent. And you can see it's closed until the 6th of October, but I'll be on holiday, so no worries. And it tells you why it's going to be on closed for holidays. But I'd love to, obviously, it's because of this. They're doing the Cold War exhibit, and they have to get stuff out of the way. But they also still have, they're going to be doing, you can still do the hangar tour. Anyway, so I'm going to see, it's weird, Charles Latora. I often think of you every time I see World War II planes and stuff. And I thought, you know what? I'll see if I can bring my camcorder and whatnot, and I'll take a poke around. I do know that they do have some World War I plane. They do have a biplane poking around in there, so it'd be nice to go and take a look at that. Also, I know we're not going to get into trouble for this. I'll show you guys this. I'm sure we'll not get into trouble because it's educational, for crying out loud. All right, you guys can see that. I'm going to put this on.
People have been playing games about war for millennia. The evidence of the interconnections between war, play, and games are all around us in the games we play today, many of which have a long, long history. Take, for example, this 2,500-year-old amphora. It was loaned to the museum by the Royal Ontario Museum. Its design depicts two heroes of the Trojan War, Achilles and Ajax. The warriors play a game during a pause in the fighting. The game they are playing may well have been Patea, an ancient Greek strategy game that predates the invention of chess. Chess itself originated in India, later spreading through the Persian Empire, Asia, and Europe, its game pieces and rules changing as it spread to new regions. This chess set was made by Angel Doxtator, an artist from the Six Nations of the Grand River near Brantford, Ontario. The pieces are cornhusk dolls, made from white and flint corn husks. The opposing teams represent the elder brothers of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Kanien'kehá:ka, or Mohawk, and the Ototowaga, or Seneca. It's a really interesting expression of artistry and community tradition, a new take on a very old war game.
All right, so hopefully you guys saw that, I hope. And then I'm going to show you one more that they did, a part two, right? Like I said, I'm going to get into trouble. My God, it's trying to get you guys to go to their freaking exhibits, which I'd like I said, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do what I did the last time when I went to the War Museum and bring my my stuff around. Show you this one as well.
This is the Game of War. It is a loan from the National Army Museum in London, England. Before the First World War, the Canadian Army purchased several sets like this to train officers. This intricate war game is a great example of the tactical map-based simulations that became popular around the turn of the 20th century. The Game of War set provided all that was needed to fight mock battles. Lead pieces represent units of infantry, artillery, cavalry, supply wagons, and signalers. Military planners plotted out scenarios on the maps enclosed in the box. During the Second World War, the Allies had a problem. The Atlantic Ocean was a vital lifeline between North America and the embattled British and Russians, and that lifeline was under attack by German submarines, or U-boats. A small training unit was set up in Liverpool, England, the Western Approaches Tactical Unit. The unit was staffed mostly by members of the Women's Royal Naval Service, known as Wrens, some of whom were trained mathematicians. They began by plotting recent convoy battles on the floor to understand how German U-boats were attacking successfully. Soon, they had worked out new tactics to evade and counterattack the U-boats. The unit began training convoy commanders in the new tactics, and although some of the naval officers were skeptical, the tactics worked.
All right, good. I'm back to normal here. There, I can see you guys. Charles Latora, yeah, I've not gone to our aerospace museum in a long time. Lots of memorabilia from Ryan Aeronautical. Oh, that would be neat if you ever managed to do that. I remember you guys way back when I had said that I was going to go to the War Museum with Zoe, and both of you guys, Meandering Mike and Charles Latora, you guys had said that, oh my gosh, I haven't been to a museum in years, and I'd love to go, and so on and so forth. So yeah, like I said, I've got some time off, so I thought, hey, why not go to the War Museum and do that the War Games exhibit, share it with you guys, whatever I could see, as well as it. Like I said, the Aviation Museum is just. I can get there under 30 minutes walk. I think it's a beautiful walk. I've actually done a video when I was dropping my bike off once. I went by it. Other than that, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing today. I'm going to fiddle around with my little pretend World War I aerial thing. Read up on Fatal Alliances some more and try to steal as much information as I can. There's just so much fascinating. And when I saw this offensive points thing, I went, boy, I really want to find out more about that. The thing is, my Fatal Alliances book, the Fatal Alliances 2 thing, does not have it. So I'm assuming it's because it's relying on you to have had the World in Flames game, because it says this is not a complete game kind of thing. Versus I'm assuming that the Compass reissue of Fatal Alliances, which is $135 American. Am I correct in that? That's insane. Mind you, maybe it's £50 box or something, but oh my God. I was like, what? That's nuts. It has it, because I was looking at the rules there. You're mentioning there, Harro, Bosma, about, I'm not sure if you said you were having a hard time getting your head around the rules, or you needed to get the rules. I would assume is most likely probably you needed to get your head around the rules, because you said you did have the game, so it was, unless you bought a used copy or something. But it has it, because I took a look there online, and I noticed that it said something about headquarters and offensive points, and I guess build. And I was just like, because I was mentioning before, Harro Bosma says yes, hard to understand. Well, all I got to say this, Harro Bosma, is darn well that there are it is a really popular game. So you've got hopefully a lot of resources there, and as long as you keep going like the little tortoise, just take a little piece at a time. Before you know it, you're going to be playing the game. Charles Latora, Balboa Park above downtown San Diego has lots of museums. Ooh. Gosh, they're fun, eh? Harro Bosma seemed like it was written for with players. Aha. And that, boom. Harro Bosma, you actually nailed something that I was reading in one of the forum things where someone said, actually, oh my God, that would be funny if it was you that had written it. Someone had said that I was having a hard time, and it seems they said, I think it was actually about the offensive points, headquarters things. And they were saying, is this, do you need to have with experience kind of thing? Meandering Mike says, someone has a new copy of Fatal Alliances for BGG for $79. Holy F. Thank you. That is significant, as long as they don't ask me for $200 shipping. But this is the thing. I'm like, and I've mentioned this to you before, Meandering Mike, I know I can get the rules or do this or do that just ethically, I don't feel right. I'm like, you know what, even if you're not going to play the game and you're just going to read the rules or whatever, Chris, buy the real, like, come on, man. So people had to do, like, they had to work their butt off to get this type of stuff off. And no matter what you think about how big Compass is, it's not, they're not, in a sense, it's like, come on, you're hurting people. Me, that's just me. Other people, you can do whatever you want, man. It's life. Life is life. Hey, man, we did it. An hour of whatever. I think that's pretty darn good. So if there's any other little tiddly bits you guys want to talk about, I think I'm pretty okay. Like I said, I'm pretty darn excited about. Once in a while, I get a bit scared about. I wouldn't say scared, concerned. because I'm worried about I'm going to get into that thing about, so that's it. Unfortunately, it might be $30-$40 a ship. But Mike, think about this. If it was $135 American straight up at Compass, imagine what it's going to cost me anyways just to get the thing. I just have to be careful of it's the duties. That's what nails, that what drives me nuts. Anyway, so yeah, I've just got to worry, sometimes the forest trees type of thing, or I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, yeah, you are, Chris. You're doing lots of things. Harro Bosma had to pay 70 euros for a magazine. Oh, Jesus. Murphy, you must have wanted that game, man. Holy smokes. Yeah, I've been there. I'm not, well, yeah, I've done crazy ass stuff like Harro Bosma. Yep. I've done crazy ass stuff like you. That's all I got. I'm sure we all have, let's be honest. So you're not the only human being. It still doesn't feel better, does it? I know. I'm just thinking about sometimes I'm like, holy Lord, lifting you. And I press the commit button and it's like, well, it's off now. Off it goes. So anyways, I hope you guys have yet again, man, thank you guys so much. This is just super duper great to be able to share, gaming World War I stuff. And like I said, if you guys have some book, I don't care if it's if you guys can use this as a conduit to get back to other people about, hey, you guys were mentioning this World War II game. I thought maybe you guys would like, I'll pop it on the community tab for crying out. That's why it's called a community tab, for Christ's sakes. William Arends, we've lost a cultural institution in the Waterloo region this week. The Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony went bankrupt. Oh my God. Yeah, William Arends, I hear about this often because I'm electronic music, classical music. That's where my universe lies in music. And yep, I hear about this often. It's operas as well too. Yeah, I wonder. I'm trying to think of. We'll talk about this on another thing because I could talk forever, and I'm sure you could too. Yeah. Okay. Let's just end it at that. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Great week, and I hope I get to see you guys next Saturday, and which will be what, the 30th. Oh my goodness. And William Arends, a huge game convention in Essen in October. I probably won't join on the 7th. Yeah, but guess what you're going to be doing? Telling us about it when you get back. Right? I hope. Correct? Yes? That would be awesome. And the 30th, next Saturday, right after I do this live stream, I'm going to be zipping my butt off to the 70th. Is it the 70th? Hold on. I've got the sheet. 70 years. Yeah. My local... the local hobby store there, they're going to be doing, they're going to have their 70th anniversary thing. And they're having, I guess, the Ghostbusters car or something showing up. But for sure, I'm going to go and see them. Anyways, okay, great to see you guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic time, and I'll talk to you later. Great. And don't forget, check those links. Okay, bye.